Welcome all my girls to grade primary school. That's our revision for the second session this year. And today, inshallah, we will have a very important selection of questions for what we've studied on the first term and on the second term. So let's start with what we have studied with the first term without delaying. We have a very important collection of questions, a very important selection of questions. So if it's possible, you can record this episode of, and if it's possible again, you can write as you can all the questions I will give you in this episode. So let's start without delaying. So let's start with the first type of question, which is complete the following sentences. Complete the following sentences. In this question, I advise you please read the question carefully till the end word, because maybe there is a special arrangement. So again, في سؤال complete لو سمحت اقرا السؤال الآخر لأن ربما يكون مطلوب منك ترتيب معين. So again, read the question carefully before answering any point of the question. Let's start with the first question. First question says that the human skeletal system. The human skeletal system consists of what and what? The human skeletal system, الجهاز الهيكلي, consists of two main parts, which are axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. So again, the human skeletal system consists of axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Another question says the axial skeleton, الهيكل المحوري, consists of three main parts, which are, as we know or as we have studied in the skeletal system, skull, backbone, rib cage. Again, the axial skeleton consists of skull, الجمجمة, backbone, العمود الفقري أو ممكن كمان نسميه vertebral column, and at last the rib cage أو القفص الصدري. Again, the axial skeleton consists of three main parts, which are skull, backbone, and the rib cage. Another question says the axon of the nerve cell. The axon of the nerve cell is surrounded by what sheath? Point sheath. Yes, I can hear you. by myelin sheath. غلاف المايلين هو اللي بيحيط بالأكسون، محور أو طرف الخلية العصبية. So as we have studied, we have drawing, we have diagram for the nerve cell, and you are asked to label the diagram only, not to draw. أنت مطلوب منك بس مش ترسم لكن تحط البيانات على الرسم. So again, you are asked to put the labeling or put the labels on the drawing, not to draw the nerve cell. But if you can practice the nerve cell and all the drawings important in our syllabus this year. So another question. The point is the site of two bones meeting. The point is the site of two bones meeting. The joint is the site of two bones meeting. المفصل هو مكان التقاء أي عظمتين. So again, we have many joints in our body. في مفاصل كتير جدا في جسمنا, such as the elbow joint, مفصل الكوع, the knee joint, مفصل الركبة, the skull joints which are immovable, حتى كمان مفصل أو مفاصل موجودة في الجمجمة وهي غير متحركة. So again, the joint is the site of the two bones meeting, or the joint is the site of two bones meeting. Again, joint المفصل is the site of the two bones meeting. Then now let me remind you, خليني أفكركم, what are types of joint? Let me remind you what are types of joint as we started in this year. So we have started three main types of joint, which are a movable joint, مفصل غير متحرك, and slightly movable joint, مفصل محدود الحركة, and at last widely or freely movable joint, مفصل واسع الحركة. So let me remind you with each type and example for each type. So let me write this the summary for the joint with which we have studied. We have studied joints such as what? Here, let's write with ourselves. Let's summarize what we have studied in the joint. Yeah, let's summarize what we have studied in the joint. We have studied a movable joint, مفصل غير متحرك, a movable joint, and another type of joint which is slightly movable joint, and at last widely or freely movable joint. Okay, freely movable joint. Let me write M and G for abbreviation for multiple joint. So let me give you some example for each one of them, or at least one example for each one of them. A multiple joint مفصل غير متحرك, such as like the joint of the skull. So here I can write the joint of the skull. A slightly mobile joint, we have two examples for them, like the knee joint مفصل الركبة. We cannot or we don't pronounce K. ما بنطقش حرف الكي هنا. Knee joint مفصل الركبة, knee joint, and also elbow joint مفصل الكوع, elbow joint. So what about the last one, the widely movable joint? The widely movable joint, we have many examples such as the thigh joint مفصل الفخذ, thigh joint, or it's called hip joint, ممكن نسميه hip joint, and at last shoulder joint مفصل الكتف. So we have three types of joint up till now. We have studied the immovable joint, such as the joint in the skull. We cannot move this joint. Here is in the skull, there is joint, but when we were young, when we were very, very young, when we were baby, this joint don't have penetration like them. So after we have grown, the joint cannot move. So what about the slightly movable joint? Slightly movable joint مفصل محدود الحركة, such as the elbow joint. I can move the joint like this, but I can't move this joint for downward. So this is called a slightly movable joint مفصل محدود الحركة. So what about the shoulder joint? I can move it upward, downward, forward and backward, so I can move it in a circle in all directions. So it's called the freely or widely movable joint. So we have studied three types of joint, which are immovable, slightly, and the freely movable joint. So another question of complete question again. The gray matter المادة الرمادية in the spinal cord appears in the shape of the letter. We know it's a very simple question and easy question at the same time. In the letter of H, the gray matter appears in the spinal cord in the letter or in the shape of the letter H. Another question. The question says that point gas is used in filling car tires, but point gas is used in dry ice. We have studied three gases in the first term, which are oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen gas. So let me remind you, what is the gas which is used in car tire? إيه هو الجاز اللي في إطار السيارات? Surely it will be the gas which isn't affected by the change in temperature. أكيد هو غاز ما بيتأثرش بالحرارة أو تغيير الحرارة. Sure, it will be nitrogen gas. So what about the gas which is used in the dry ice? Dry ice أو التلج الجاف. Surely it will be carbon dioxide gas. So again, the question says, nitrogen gas is used in filling car tires, but carbon dioxide gas is used in dry ice, dry ice. Another question. Point gas is one of the components of gunpowder, but point gas composes ozone gas. Point gas is one of the components of the gunpowder, but point gas composes ozone gas. Surely nitrogen gas is one of the components of the gunpowder, because nitrogen gas is an inactive gas. هو غاز غير نشط، عشان كده بستخدمه في حفظ أي مادة flammable أو can be exploded، ممكن تنفجر، such as the gunpowder, such as the petroleum, such as weapons, أسلحة, and so on. So any material which I want to store without explosion, without inflammation, I can use nitrogen gas around this material to prevent the explosion or prevent the inflammation. So what is the gas which composes the ozone gas? We know that the ozone gas has a symbol O3. الأوزون رمزه O3. Surely the gas which composes the ozone gas، الغاز اللي بيكون الأوزون أو الموجود جوه الأوزون، هو أكيد هيكون oxygen gas. So again, the question says, point gas is one of the components of gunpowder, so it will be nitrogen gas. But point gas composes ozone gas, it will be oxygen gas. Oxygen gas, surely. Another question. Point gas is used with acetylene for welding metals. مين هو الجاز بستخدمه مع الأسيتيلين عشان لحام المعادن؟ welding metal يعني لحام المعادن. Surely it will be oxygen gas, because we know from our previous study that oxygen gas helps in burning and assist burn. احنا عارفين كويس قوي ان غاز الاكسجين بيساعد او بيساهم في عمليه الاشتعال. So we will use oxygen gas with acetylene for welding metals. For welding metals again. Another question. The thermometer used in measuring temperature of human body is what? I can remind you أفكركم تاني. We have studied two types of thermometer which are medical thermometer, thermometer طبي, and Celsius thermometer, thermometer المئوي. So which one we will use to measure temperature of the human being? If you are hot, if you have a fever, if you have a disease, certain disease, and your temperature is rising, لو عندك حمى لا قدر الله أو أي مرض بسبب ارتفاع الحرارة, which thermometer will we use? The medical thermometer or the Celsius thermometer? Surely you will use the medical thermometer. And also we know that medical thermometer starts from 35 Celsius and ends at 42 Celsius. But what about the Celsius thermometer? Celsius thermometer is used for measuring temperature of liquids and atmosphere. So its temperature starts from 0 Celsius and ends at 100 Celsius. So again, we have two types of thermometers which are medical and Celsius. Medical again is called the clinical. ممكن أسمي الترمومتر الطبي medical أو clinical، لكن الترمومتر الآخر بنسميه Celsius thermometer. So again, this question says that the thermometer used in measuring temperature of human body or human being is medical thermometer. Or I can say clinical thermometer. Again الاثنين بنفس المعنى. medical thermometer أو clinical thermometer معناهم الترمومتر الطبي. So again, the thermometer used in measuring temperature of human body is medical thermometer. Another question. The thermometer used in measuring temperature of liquids and atmosphere is what? Surely it will be the Celsius thermometer. Celsius thermometer أو thermometer المئوي which start from 0 Celsius and ends at 100 Celsius. Another question. The brain consists of cerebrum, point, and point. Again, the brain consists of three main parts. المخ بيتكون من أو زي ما سميناه أثناء الدراسة الجهاز المخي زي ما كنت بحب أسميه أكتر من مرة بيتكون من cerebrum، هو ده المخ تحديدا cerebrum، and cerebellum, and at last the medulla oblongata. So we have three parts of the brain which are cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. cerebrum المخ، cerebellum المخيخ، medulla oblongata اللي بنسميه النخاع المستطيل أو جذع المخ. So again, the brain consists of cerebrum, cerebellum again, and at last medulla oblongata. Another question. The energy that transfers from hot object to the cold object. الطاقة اللي تنتقل من الجسم الساخن للجسم البارد. Or from higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. الطاقة اللي تنتقل من الجسم عنده حرارة أعلى لعنده حرارة أقل. Surely it will be the heat energy. الطاقة الحرارية. Again, we have studied two energies in the first term which are heat energy, and also we have studied another energy in the second term which is the electric energy. So we have studied two energies in this year in primary 6. First, at the first term we have studied heat energy, and in the second term we have studied the electric energy. So again, the energy that transfers from hot object to the cold object is heat energy. The degree of hotness or coldness of a body. The degree of hotness or coldness of a body, surely it will be temperature. أو درجة الحرارة. Again, the degree of hotness or coldness of a body, درجة سخونة أو برودة أي جسم هي أكيد the temperature أو درجة الحرارة. Another question. The gas which is used in manufacturing of ammonia. The gas which is used in manufacturing of ammonia, surely it will be nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas is used in many industries such as ammonia, such as fertilizers, asmeda, such as for storing petroleum and flammable or explosive materials, and also it's used in filling car tires, filling up car tires. So nitrogen gas, although it's an inactive gas بالرغم ان هو غاز غير نشط, it's used in many industries and many used in our daily life. And also I remind you, بفكركم تاني, we have studied that nitrogen gas is the most abundant gas. هو أكتر غاز متوفر in the atmospheric air, في الهواء الجوي. So its percentage is 78%. Its percentage is again 78%. But what about the percentage of oxygen gas? Oxygen gas percentage is 21%. So what about the percentage of carbon dioxide gas? Carbon dioxide gas is 0.03%. So again, nitrogen gas is used in manufacturing of ammonia. Another question. Preparation of nitrogen gas depend on the removal of point and point gases from air. So let me explain this question in details because it's an intelligent question and easy at the same time. So I will remind you, how can we prepare nitrogen gas? ازاي بنحضر غاز نيتروجين? I said before, more and more. Nitrogen gas preparation is very intelligent way. So how can I prepare nitrogen gas from the air? We know that nitrogen gas is the most abundant gas in the air. هو أكبر غاز موجود في الهواء. So we can prepare nitrogen gas from the air. How it come? So let me remind you what are the percentages of each gas. So here I have air with the three main gas, which are nitrogen gas, N2, and oxygen gas, O2, and at last carbon dioxide gas, CO2. So what about its percentage of each one of them? I have nitrogen gas, 78%. Okay, oxygen gas, 21%. Carbon dioxide gas, 0.03%. They are the main gases in the atmosphere. So if I remove carbon dioxide gas and oxygen gas, I will have nitrogen gas. So لو عملنا removal، لو عملنا إزالة، لو شلنا الكربون دايوكسيد gas والأكسجين gas من الهواء هيتبقى عندنا nitrogen gas. So I can prepare nitrogen gas easily in the lab by the removal of oxygen gas and carbon dioxide gas from air. So I will have at last the nitrogen gas. So the question says again, preparation of nitrogen gas. The question says preparation of nitrogen gas depends on the removal of what and what gases from the air. Surely they will be oxygen gas and carbon dioxide gas. So again, the question says, so I'll be only preparation of nitrogen gas depend on the removal of oxygen and carbon dioxide gases from air. يعني عشان أحضر نيتروجين بمنتهى البساطة ممكن بس أعمل removal أو إزالة للأكسجين gas والكربون dioxide gas. Another question. The gas which is used in manufacturing of soda water. إيه هو الجاز اللي موجود في soda water? Surely it will be carbon dioxide gas. Again, the gas which is used in manufacturing of soda water is carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas. Another question. The gas which is used in respiration. The gas which is used in respiration. الغاز المستخدم في التنفس. Surely we know this information from our previous study in primary 4 and the primary 5. It will be oxygen gas. The gas which is used in respiration, it will be oxygen gas. Another question. A chemical substance that absorbs carbon dioxide gas from air. هنا بنرجع تاني لموضوع النيتروجين gas. مين المادة اللي بتمتص الكربون دايوكسيد gas عشان تخلصني منه to remove carbon dioxide gas and at last I will have nitrogen gas. So I will remind you again, we have three gas in the air which are oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide. If I remove carbon dioxide and the oxygen gas, I will have nitrogen gas which has the most abundant percentage, 78%. So what is the substance? هي المادة that absorb or remove carbon dioxide gas. Surely it will be sodium hydroxide. So I can write sodium hydroxide. Okay, sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. They are the same. هم نفس التركيب قريب قوي من بعض. So they can be used to remove carbon dioxide gas. يبقى ممكن استخدم مادة اسمها sodium hydroxide أو يعني أقدر أسميها كده its sister أختها potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide. Okay, so I have two substances that can absorb carbon dioxide gas, which are sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. So how can I remove oxygen gas? إزاي بقى نشيل oxygen gas? I have a very important substance, مادة مهمة قوي, which is hot copper. Hot copper is a substance that absorb oxygen gas. Again, hot copper is a very important substance that absorb oxygen gas. So if I removed the oxygen gas and the carbon dioxide gas, so I will have at last nitrogen gas, which is the most important and the most abundant gas in the air, and it's used in many industries, many uses, and it has many importances in our daily life. So the question says that a chemical substance that used or that absorbs carbon dioxide gas, it will be sodium hydroxide. It will be again sodium hydroxide. Another question. A substance that absorbs oxygen gas from air. Again, a substance that absorbs oxygen gas from air. Surely it will be hot copper. Hot copper is an important substance that can combine with oxygen gas and absorbs oxygen from air. And at last I will have nitrogen gas. And again I remind you, فكركم تاني, nitrogen gas has the most abundant percentage, هو أكبر نسبة in air, which is 78%. So another question. All metals, the question says that all metals are point conductors of heat. كل الميتالز هي موصلات إيه للحرارة. Surely they will be good conductor of heat. Again, all metals are good conductors of heat. Again, all metals such as iron, copper, gold, silver, nickel, aluminum, mercury, all metals that we have studied and we will study again in the next year, inshallah. All metals are good conductor of heat, such as iron, nickel, potassium, sodium, aluminum, and so on. So, another question. Point conducts heat faster than aluminum. Point conducts heat faster than aluminum. مين هو element أو الميتال اللي بيوصل الحرارة أسرع من أي element تاني؟ Surely it will be copper. Copper conducts heat faster than aluminum, or I can say copper is the most conducting heat material, or copper is the fastest conducting heat material. Again, the question says copper conducts heat faster than aluminum. Another question. Some examples of good conductors of heat are iron and aluminum or copper. I can write many examples here. We have many examples of good conductors such as iron, copper, aluminum, gold, silver, nickel, mercury, and so on. Another question. The question says some usages of good conductors of heat are point and point. Here notice هنا خد بالك كويس قوي بطلب منك uses of good conductor, not the good conductor, not the examples of good conductors. Here I want the uses of good conductors such as cooking pots, أواني الطهي, cooking pots, and also the tea boilers, tea boiler, براد أو غلاية الشاي, like the tea kettle. Again, some uses of good conductors of heat such as cooking pots and tea boiler. Another question says, some examples of bad conductors of heat are wood and plastic. We have many examples also of bad conductor of heat such as wood, plastic, wool, air, and so on. We have many examples such as wool, again, wood, plastic, wool, air, glass, paper, and so on. So another question says some uses of bad conductors of heat. Again, notice here هنا برضو خد بالك بطلب منك uses, not examples of bad conductor. So I want uses of bad conductor. Here I can use bad conductor such as plastic in handles of cooking pots, and also heavy clothes أو الملابس الثقيلة which are used or which are manufactured from wool, مصنوعة من الصوف, because they are bad conductors of heat. So again, some uses of bad conductors of heat such as handles of cooking pots and also the heavy clothes. Another question. Mass is measured by, whereas weight is measured by. That's the first point we have studied in this year. Mass is measured by balance scale. We have many scales, عندنا أكتر من ميزان أقدر أستخدمه عشان أقيس بيه الماس أو الكتلة, such as balance scale, digital scale, 2-arm scale, 1-arm scale, and so on. Whereas weight, لكن الويت أو الوزن is measured by only one spring scale. بقيسه بس عن طريق ميزان واحد اسمه spring scale. So we have many examples of the scales that is used or that are used for measuring mass, and we have only one example for the scale that is used for measuring the weight. So again, mass is measured by balance scale, whereas weight is measured by a spring scale. Another question: mass is constant and is not affected by place. عارفين كويس قوي ان الماس doesn't change. Imagine that if your mass on the earth is 50 kilogram, your mass on the moon will be 50 kilogram. Your mass on the Jupiter, the biggest planet, will be also 50 kilogram. So the mass doesn't change. الماس ما بتتغيرش. So again, mass doesn't change because mass doesn't depend on the place. الماس ملهاش علاقة خالص بتغيير المكان. So mass is a fixed or is a constant value. So imagine that if your mass here on the earth is, for example, 40 kilogram, your mass on the moon will be 40 kilogram. Your mass on any planet in the universe will be 40 kilogram. So now we will have a break, and please don't go away. Wait for us. We have very important selection of questions today. So now goodbye. We will meet again after. So we are back again, my dear people of second grade primary school, and let's complete our revision which we have prepared for this second session or the exam of second session. So let's complete the first type of question, which is complete the following sentences. So now I have a very important question which says that oxygen gas is consumed during point and point processes. الأكسجين بيستخدم في عمليتين مهمين جدا هما A و A. So that question says again, oxygen gas is used in point and point processes. Surely there will be respiration process, as we know, and also burning or ignition process. عملية الاحتراق بسميها burning، ممكن أسميها كمان ignition. Again, oxygen gas is consumed during respiration or burning processes. Again, oxygen gas is consumed during respiration and burning processes. Another question. Carbon dioxide gas is prepared in laboratory by adding what to what. ازاي بحضر الكربون دايوكسيد؟ بحضره عن طريق إضافة مادتين مهمين جدا which are hydrochloric acid or any acid available at your home. أي acid متاح عندك في البيت. hydrochloric acid and also calcium carbonate or any carbonate available at your home, such as sodium carbonate, potassium carbonate, any carbonate. So again, I can prepare carbon dioxide gas, and this preparation is very very easy and very interesting at the same time. أكيد حضرناها كتير قوي مع مدرسينا في المدارس ازاي نحضر الكربون دايوكسيد gas in the lab by adding acid to any carbonate, by adding hydrochloric acid to the calcium carbonate. Again, hydrochloric acid to the calcium carbonate. So another question says, justify or give reasons. That's another type of questions, and I'm sure all of you like this question. Please concentrate in our question today because they are very important and may be in your exam tomorrow, inshallah. So the first question says that, give reason, although oxygen gas is consumed during respiration, its percentage remains stable in the atmosphere. سؤال شكله يبان طويل شوية لكن سهل جدا جدا. Although بالرغم من oxygen gas is consumed during respiration, its percentage remains stable in the atmosphere. على الرغم انه بيستهلك في التنفس لكن بيظل ثابت. يعني ما بيخلص. ليه الاكسجين ما بيخلص؟ Surely we know that because there is a very important living organism، في كائن مهم جدا هو اللي بيعمل لي compensate، بيعوض الاكسجين اللي موجود في حياتنا او اللي بينقص في حياتنا عن طريق respiration process. So I can write because oxygen gas is produced during photosynthesis process by green plant. Again, للأكسجين ما بيخلص أو للأكسجين remains stable in the atmosphere. Let's see the answer. The answer will be that because plants produce oxygen gas. Because plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. Full stop. ممكن أقف لغاية هنا كويس قوي. إجابة منطقية جدا وسهلة جدا وصح جدا جدا في نفس الوقت. Again, because plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. Because plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. Another question. Oxygen is created or is collected. الأكسجين بيتجمع by displacing the water downward in the flask preparation at the laboratory. Surely the answer would be because oxygen scarcely dissolves in water because oxygen scarcely نادرا ما بيدوب في الميه. again because oxygen scarcely dissolves in water لان الاكسجين نادرا ما بيدوب في الميه كانه بالظبط مش بيحب الميه، عشان كده بقدر اجمعه عن طريق downward displacement of water او ازاحه سفليه للميه. So another question says the atmosphere has a great importance for the continuity or the continuation of the life on the planet Earth or on the Earth planet. ليه الاتموسفير ليه أهمية كبيرة جدا في استمرار الحياة على الأرض؟ ليه الاتموسفير مهم جدا لحياتنا؟ We can write many reasons for this question. For example, we can write because atmosphere contains oxygen gas for respiration, because atmosphere contains carbon dioxide gas for photosynthesis process, and we have many reasons. So let us see one reason of them. Because atmosphere protects us from ultraviolet radiation. Again, atmosphere contains ozone gas. احنا عارفين كويس قوي الاتموسفير فيه غاز اسمه غاز الاوزون او طبقه بنسميها طبقه الاوزون which protects us from ultraviolet radiation. بتحمينا من اشعه ضاره خطيره جدا جدا بنسميها ultraviolet radiation. Another question. Carbon dioxide is used to extinguish fire. ليه بستخدم الكربون دايوكسيد عشان يطفي الحرايق؟ Surely we know this question because carbon dioxide gas doesn't burn and doesn't help in burning. عشان الكربون دايوكسيد gas ما بيساعدش في الاشتعال وكمان ما بيشتعلش. So again because carbon dioxide gas doesn't burn and doesn't help in burning. Another question. Another type of question. The question says write the scientific term. اكتب المفهوم العلمي. In this question I advise you. في السؤال ده بنصحكم بحاجة مهمة جدا. Please read the question carefully, especially the first word or the first two words. خصوصا أول كلمة أو أول كلمتين لأن هما بيكونوا غالبا مفتاح الحل. For example, if I have a question says that the system that coordinates all your body. إيه هو السيستم اللي بينسق كل حاجة في جسمي؟ Surely it will be nervous system. هنا هو عايز مني system. Another question. The question says that the system or the device which is used to measure the temperature of the human body. ايه هو الجهاز اللي بيقيس حرارة جسم الإنسان؟ Surely هنا عايز مني device جهاز يقيس الحرارة. Surely it will be the medical or the clinical thermometer. Another question. The question says that the force by which the body is attracted towards the earth. Surely هنا عايز مني force قوة بتجذب أي حاجة للأرض. It will be the weight or it will be the gravity أو gravitational force الوزن أو قوة الجاذبية هما الاثنين نفس المعنى. So again in this question write scientific term. Again I advise you بنصحكم بنصيحة مهمة جدا. Please read the first word or the first two words carefully and all the question surely. طبعا هقرا السؤال كله أكيد لكن هركز قوي على أول كلمة أو أول كلمتين. So let's practice for this scientific term question. The question says the main component of protein substance. مين هو المكون الرئيسي في البروتين؟ Surely it will be nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas. Another question. The layer of the atmosphere that protects the earth from the harmful radiation coming from the sun. الطبقة اللي بتحمينا من الأشعة الضارة. Surely it will be the ozone layer. Ozone layer is the layer of the atmosphere that protects the earth from the harmful radiations coming from the sun. Another question. The gas which is used in baking bread. هنا بيطلب مني gas أكيد غاز درسته قبل كده بيستخدم في البيكنج بريد صناعة المخبوزات. Surely it will be the gas which make bubbles. أكيد هو الجاز اللي بيعمل bubbles داخل البريد أو داخل المخبوزات to make the bread spongy and tasty عشان يخلي العيش زي ما بنسميه كده باللغه العاميه نافش او في كده سبونجي شكله اسفنجي في نفس الوقت يستوي كويس قوي يبقى طعمه لذيذ. So it will be carbon dioxide gas because it's produced from yeast or during fermentation process لانه بينتج من عمليه اسمها التخمر عن طريق اضافه اليست او الخميره. So the gas which is used in baking bread carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas. Another question. A chemical substance that increase the speed of the reaction. مادة كيميائية بتزود سرعة التفاعل الكيميائي. Surely it will be the catalyst. It will be the catalyst أو العامل الحفاز. Again, a chemical substance that increase the speed of the reaction. It will be the catalyst. And let me remind you, we used a catalyst in preparation of oxygen gas which is manganese dioxide powder. استخدمنا كاتاليست مهم جدا في تحضير الأكسجين هو manganese dioxide powder, which is a black powder. كان تقريبا مسحوق اسود, and it remains as it is in its quantity and its property and its colors and all things about it. هو ما بيتغيرش خالص اثناء التفاعل، عشان كده بنسميه catalyst، يعني عامل حفاز. زي ما بيخش تفاعل زي ما يطلع منه بالظبط without any change in its properties in its quantity. مفيش اي تغيير في كميته ولا لونه ولا خواصه، اي حاجه ما بتحصلش فيه خالص. So it's called catalyst because it increases the speed of the reaction. هو بيدخل التفاعل بس عشان يزود التفاعل. بالظبط انا بشبهه بتشبيه مهم قوي، كانه كده like the fans of football match، زي بالظبط مشجع الكوره. هو شخص داخل الماتش عشان يشجع الماتش، لكن مش هو اللي احرز الاهداف، هو بس مجرد انه شجع بس، مش اكتر من كده. So again, the catalyst is a chemical substance that increase the reaction without being used or without being changed، بدون ما يحصل اي تغيير وبدون ما يحصل اي استخدام ليها هي شخصيا. So another question. The question says rapid combination of the element with oxygen. We know we have two combination with oxygen. عندنا اتحادين مع الاكسجين. Rapid combination اتحاد سريع and also slow combination اتحاد بطيء. So what about the rapid combination of the element with oxygen? Surely it will be the burning or combustion process. Burning عملية الاحتراق. ممكن كمان اسميها combustion او كمان اسميها ignition. كلهم بنفس المعنى، معناهم احتراق او اشتعال. So again, rapid combination of the element with oxygen, it will be burning process or combustion process. Combustion او burning process عملية الاشتعال او الاحتراق. It will be rapid combination of the element with the oxygen gas. Another question. Slow combination of the element with oxygen gas. اتحاد بطيء للعناصر مع الأكسجين. Surely it will be the oxidation process. Oxidation, or we have an example of this process which is rusting of iron. زي بالظبط عملية صدأ الحديد، أو لما يصدي الحديد it will take a very long time such as months or years. So we have slow combination like oxidation and also rapid combination like burning process. We must differentiate. لازم نفرق كويس قوي بين الاثنين. Rapid combination اتحاد سريع means burning معناها احتراق. But slow combination اتحاد بطيء means oxidation. بنسميها oxidation, which means the element is combined with oxygen gas to produce the oxide. Like iron plus oxygen will give iron oxide. Aluminum plus oxygen, aluminum oxide. For example, copper plus oxygen, copper oxide. Anything plus oxygen, anything oxide. So if any metal react with oxygen gas or combine with oxygen gas, it will give the element oxide. So this process takes a long time. So it's a slow combination. So it's called oxidation process. Oxidation process means an element combined with oxygen gas. So another question. The question says that the process that the plant carry out to make its food. عملية مهمة جدا. أنا من رأيي إن هي the most vital process in our life. هي أهم عملية في حياتنا. Although we don't do this process. إحنا ما بنعملهاش، لكن بتعمل عن طريق البلانت. The process that the plant carry out to make its own food is the photosynthesis process. And photosynthesis process is very important because it produces oxygen gas for respiration, and also it produces food for human and the plants and animals at the same time. Again, photosynthesis process أو عملية البناء الضوئي عملية مهمة جدا, which is carried out by the plant to make food and also to produce oxygen gas for all the universe, all the environment, كل الكون أو كل العالم أو كل البيئة. Again, photosynthesis process is the process that the plant carry out to make its own food. Another question, another type of question. Match from column A with a suitable term in column B. هنا بيطلب مني أعمل matching من العمود A للعمود B. Please, before you answer this question, نصيحة بقى مهمة جدا. You must read all the two columns. لازم أقرأ ال two columns العمودين كلهم كويس قوي. And after that, you can answer the most easiest one or the easiest one at first. بحل أسهل حاجة في الأول because you may be confused. ممكن أتلخبط. And anyone, if you are confused, you can revise again and re-answer again. Please read all the choices in the two columns and begin with or start with the most easiest one. ببدأ دايما بأسهل حاجة even if it is the last one حتى لو هي آخر نقطة في السؤال. So let's start to practice this question. The question says that I have two columns as I said before. First column have 4 words: Newton, mass, kilogram, and weight. The second column contains 4 sentences. First sentence is the gravitational force for an object, the measurement unit of mass, the measurement unit of weight, the amount of matter in an object. So let's start with Newton. Newton is a very easy word because we know that Newton is the measuring unit of weight. So surely I will choose Newton with the third sentence, الجملة الثالثة, is the measurement unit of weight. So what about mass? What about mass? الكتلة, we have studied that mass is the amount of matter in an object. So it will be with the fourth sentence, the last sentence in the second column. It will be هي محكوم مع الجملة الرابعة أو آخر جملة في العمود الثاني. Mass is the amount of matter in an object. So what about kilogram? Kilogram we know it's the measurement unit of mass. Surely it will be with the second sentence. So kilogram is the measurement unit of mass. So what about weight? What about weight? Weight is the gravitational force for an object. We have studied the definition of weight is the gravitational force or attraction force for an object. So another type of question which we have started this episode, write scientific term again, and I invited you again more and more in this question. Please read the first word or the first 2 words at least, and also read all the questions carefully till the end word or till the end point, because it's very important, because the first word or the first 2 words may be the key word. هما يكونوا تقريبا مفتاح الحل. So let's practice again. The first question says that the amount of matter in an object, the amount of matter in an object, surely they will be mass. Mass is the amount of matter in an object. Another question. The force with which a body is attracted to the earth, the force with which a body is attracted to the earth, it will be the weight. It will be the weight. Another question. The measurement unit of mass, which is almost equal to a mass of liter of water. We have studied 3 measurement units of mass, which are gram, kilogram, and ton. But what is the answer of this question? I can write gram, kilogram, ton. No. Please concentrate. هنا لاحظ كويس قوي مش هكتب أي إجابة. The measurement unit of mass, which is almost equal to a mass liter of water, كتلة لتر المية تقريبا 1 kilogram. So I can write only kilogram. I can't write gram or I can't write ton, because gram is also a measurement unit of mass, but it's equal to the mass of 1 paper clip. Ton is also a measurement unit of mass, but it's used for very, very huge masses, such as blocks of iron, such as the mass of cars, such as the mass of elephants, great elephant, and so on. So I can't write any unit here. I must write kilogram, because we know that kilogram equal mass of liter of 1 liter of water. So what about half kilogram? Surely it will be the mass of half liter of water. So what about quarter kilogram, 250 gram, for example? It will be equal to quarter liter of water. So please concentrate in every word in the question. Please don't be rapid. ما تكونش متسرع في الإجابة. Please answer the question carefully and read the question quietly. الأسئلة كويس أوي بهدوء to answer the questions correctly إن شاء الله. So another question. The question says the measurement unit of weight, which is almost equal to a mass of 100 gram. We have only one measurement unit of weight, which is Newton, and it's also equal to 100 gram. عندنا واحدة بس بقيس بيها الويت وهي تقريبا بتساوي 100 جرام. So again, the measurement unit of weight, which is almost equal to a mass of 100 gram, it will be Newton. The building unit or the basic unit of the nervous system. The building unit or the basic unit of the nervous system, it will be the neuron. It will be the neuron أو الخلية العصبية. أو I can write nerve cell. ممكن هنا في السؤال ده أكتب nerve cell. They are the same because we know the nerve cell is the neuron. الاثنين نفس المعنى ونفس الاسم. The nerve cell خلية عصبية. The neuron هي برضه خلية عصبية and it is the building unit of the nervous system. So I can remind you now with the drawing of the nerve cell. Nerve cell رسمة مهمة جدا and you can or you are asked to write the labeling of the nerve cell. We know that nerve cell consists of two main parts which are cell body and axon. جسم الخلية ومحور الخلية. عارفين كويس انها بتتكون من جزئين محور الخلية وجسم الخلية. So let me draw the nerve cell. Nerve cell is like this. This is the cell body and this is the axon, the second part. And we know that axon is ended with dendritis. بينتهي بحاجه اسمها dendritis، تفرعات شجيريه مهمه جدا that make synaptic area. دي بتعمل حاجه اسمها synaptic area يعني اتصال عصبي between the cells and also it's covered by a very important sheath، غلاف مهم جدا which is called myelin sheath. Myelin sheath is also here is found as units. هو موجود على شكل وحدات مش موجود على شكل one cover. So let me draw the myelin sheath like this. Okay, myelin sheath. Here I can write myelin sheath. So what about the cell body? The cell body contains nucleus. فيها nucleus زيها زي أي cell. And also cytoplasm. Cytoplasm, it's very important. And also dendritis. Dendritis. Here I can write in this dendritis terminal dendritis. تفرعات نهائية. So here I can write nucleus in the cell body, cytoplasm, and also plasma membrane or the cell membrane, plasma membrane, and at last dendritis here, like the dendritis which is found in the, okay, dendritis, here I can write dendritis. Okay, so by this drawing the nerve cell, which is very important and maybe in your exam tomorrow inshallah. Now we'll have a break. Please don't go away and be with us because we have very important collection of questions for your exam tomorrow inshallah. Now goodbye and we'll meet again after a while. So we are back again, my dear pupil of 6th grade primary school, and let us complete our revision for your second session exam tomorrow, inshallah. So I have again scientific term questions. The question says that the body organ which is responsible for the reflex action. موضوع مهم جدا في جسمنا مسؤول عن reflex action أو رد الفعل المنعكس. Surely it isn't the brain. هو أكيد مش البرين، مش المخ. Why? The brain is responsible for anything in the body. No. This question is about the spinal cord because we know that spinal cord احنا عارفين كويس قوي ان spinal cord او النخاع الشوكي اخذ تفويض من البرين انه يقوم بحاجه اسمها reflex action او رد الفعل المنعكس such as blinking your eyes انك بتعمل رمش في عينيك when something gets your eye. لو حد قرب مني او اي حاجه قربت مني بتعمل لي blinking او رمش. Such as withdrawing your hand when you touch a very hot thing or a very cold thing. زي ما بالظبط بسحب ايديا لو لمست اي حاجه سخنه جدا او بارده جدا at the same time. So again, I have a very important organ inside our body which is the spinal cord. المسؤول عن reflex action هو spinal cord. Again, I have a very important organ inside our body which is spinal cord that is responsible for the reflex action. Again, it isn't the brain. هو مش البرين، هو spinal cord. Another question. The bony box that contains the brain inside it. البوني بوكس أو علبة عظمية تحتوي على المخ بداخلها. Surely it will be the skull. Skull أو الجمجمة is the bony box that contains the brain inside it. Again, the bony box that contains the brain inside it, it will be the skull. Another question. The structure which consists of 33 vertebrae. لما الاقي كلمة structure, it means an organ. It means a part of your body. هي معناها جزء من جسمك أو عضو من جسمك that has 33 vertebrae بيكون من 33 فقرة. surely it will be the vertebral column أو هنسميه كمان backbone، هنسميه العمود الفقري. ده ليه اسمين عندنا، اسم vertebral column أو backbone. vertebral column أو backbone. Another question. The area of two points meeting. The area of two points meeting or the site of two points meeting. Surely it will be the joint المفصل. As I said before in the first of this episode, the joint المفصل is a place or the area or is a site of two points meeting. And we have three examples of joint. Again, I remind you, which are a movable joint, slightly movable joint, and at last freely movable joint. So again, joint is the area of two points meeting or is the place of two points meeting or is a site، هو مكان أو هو موضع اللي بتقابل فيه العظام. So again, the area of two points meeting is the joint. Another question. A gas which is used in manufacturing of ammonia. الجاز اللي بيستخدم في صناعة الأمونيا أو النشادر. Surely I said this question before. It will be the nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas is a very important gas. It's the most abundant gas in the atmosphere. It's used in many industries, many uses, and it has many importance in our daily life, such as it's used in manufacture of ammonia, manufacture of fertilizers. It's used in electronic devices. It's used in filling car tires and many uses for nitrogen gas. Another question. The question says that an object whose mass on Earth equal to 6 kilograms. So this is a problem of mass. دي مسألة مهمة جدا لمسائل الماس والويت، وعارفين كويس قوي ان في secret rule، يعني قانون سري كده بنستخدمه، او secret triangle، مثلث سري بيحل لي اي مسألة ماس او ويت بمنتهى السهولة. So again, an object whose mass is 6 kilograms calculate its weight on both surfaces of the Earth and on the Moon. So at first I will remind you with how can I answer the problem of mass and weight. ازاي احل اي مسألة mass and weight. I have two rules or two secret triangle as I said. عندي مثلثين سريين مهمين جدا جدا جدا. The first triangle says that if I have weight here, I have mass by 10. Another triangle, if I have weight on the Earth here, weight on the Moon here by 6. So I can calculate what are the things found in the problem. ايه هو موجود معايا في البروبلم or what are the given، ايه هي المعطيات اللي في البروبلم. So the question says that a body on the Earth, its mass is 6 kilograms. That's all. So I can write mass equal 6 kilograms. Okay. So the problem wants to calculate the weight on the Earth and weight on the Moon. Yes, here I want the weight on the Earth, I don't know, and the weight on the Moon, I don't know. So how can I answer this problem and find the weight on the Earth? Here I have mass. Look, here I have mass. And I want weight on the Earth. يعني بالظبط بشوف أنا عندي إيه والمطلوب مني إيه. أنا عندي mass ومطلوب مني weight. So which triangle I will use? Weight and mass or weight and weight? Again أنا عندي mass وبطلب منك weight. عندي mass بطلب منك weight. Surely I will use this triangle. Why? Because here I have mass and here is the weight. Okay? So the weight equal what? I can put my finger on the weight. So the weight equal mass by 10. As you know, weight equal mass by 10. Surely it will be 6 by 10 equal 60. Yeah, 60 what? 60 Newton. Because we know that weight is measured by or measured in Newton, not measured in kilogram. So I can write Newton here. It's very important. So what about the second demand or the second demand in the problem؟ المطلوب الثاني في المسألة. I want the weight on the moon. So here I have weight on the Earth and I have mass and I want weight on the moon. So I want weight on the moon and I have two triangles. Which one I will use؟ هستخدم مين؟ Surely أكيد المثلث اللي فيه weight on the moon. The second triangle here. I want weight on the moon. Weight on the moon equal what? I put my finger equal weight on the Earth divide 6. Weight on the Earth divide 6. Weight on the Earth divide 6. Surely it will be 6 Newton divide 6. So it will be 10. 10 what? 10 again. 10 Newton. Because any weight is measured by Newton, not by kilogram. Please concentrate and notice these tricks. التركات دي مهمة جدا جدا في الامتحانات ممكن جدا انقص عليها درجات and we don't want to do that. Okay, so the problem again here, the weight on the earth equal what? Equal mass by 10. So it will be 6 by 10 equal 60 Newton. So what about the weight on the moon? Weight on the moon equal weight on the earth divide 6. That's the rule. المثلث الثاني او المثلث السري الثاني اللي كنا بنتكلم عنه. Weight on the earth and weight on the moon. Weight on the moon equal weight on the earth divide 6. So it will be 60 divide 6 equal 10 Newton. 10 Newton again. Another type of question, سؤال تاني أو نوع تاني من الأسئلة, which is the choose the right answer. In this question, I advise you, بنصحك في إيه السؤال دوت, please read the question carefully and read carefully, very carefully all the choice. اقرا كل الاختيارات because maybe A or correct or A and B or A, B and C or A, B or all the previous. Okay, so again read all the choice, اقرا كل الاختيارات, ما تسرعش تاخد اختيار بسرعه لان ممكن يكون في اكتر من اختيار صح. Please again read all the choices A, B, C and at last D. Maybe all of them is correct. So let's practice for this type of question. The question says the device of measuring weight is what? 1 arm scale, 2 arm scale, digital scale, spring scale. Again, the device of measuring weight is 1 arm scale, 2 arm scale, digital scale, spring scale. Surely it will be the spring scale. Again, it will be the spring scale. Another question. An object whose weight is 20 Newton on Earth, its mass is what? We know. Here is the problem of mass. ناخد بالنا مسألة mass تاني. So here I have only one information, معلومة واحدة بس, or a piece of information, which is the weight is 20 Newton. So I can write weight is 20 Newton. I can write again the two separate triangles, which are weight here, weight, mass by 10 here, weight on the earth, weight on the moon, divide 6. Okay, so here I want what? I want the mass. I want, هنا بطلب منك الماس. So I want the mass. So again, you have weight and you want the mass. Which triangle will you use? Surely the first triangle, because you have weight. انت عندك weight تحتاج mass. عشان كده بنسمي المثلث الأول weight and mass، المثلث الثاني weight and weight. Again, لو انت عندك weight وعايز mass أو العكس mass وعايز weight, surely I will use the first triangle. If I have weight on the earth and I want weight on the moon or the vice versa, I will use the second triangle. So again, concentrate in which triangle will use. ركز كويس قوي. هستخدم أي مثلث عشان أحل بيه. So again, I want mass. So I will use the first triangle like this. So I will here write mass equal what? Mass. I put my finger on mass. It will be weight divide 10. It will be weight divide 10. So it will be 20 divide 10 equal 2. To what? We know that mass is measured by kilogram. Mass is measured in kilogram, not in Newton. Again, mass is measured in kilogram, not in Newton. So again, the question says that an object whose mass, or sorry, whose weight is 20 Newton on Earth, its mass is equal to surely 2 kilograms. 2 kilograms, okay? Don't be confused. Again, it will be 2 kilograms. Another question says that complete the following sentences. All metals are point conductor of heat. Surely it will be good conductor of heat. Again, all metals are point conductor of heat. It will be surely good conductor of heat. Another question says, point conducts heat faster than aluminium. Surely it will be copper, because we know copper is the best metal in conducting heat. By this question, we have finished the revision of our first term, but now we'll start the revision of the second term, because we know tomorrow, inshallah, we will have the second session exam about the 2 terms which we have studied. So let's start the second term revision, which is very, very important revision for you. And please, I advise you again, please concentrate in all the questions. Please read the question carefully, and please make sure of all the advice that I said today. So let's start with the first question. First question says, write the scientific term. The question says, lever that contains the fulcrum between effort force and resistance. ناخد بالنا هنا دخلنا على الترم التاني. Okay? levers الروافع اللي فيها الفالكروم بين الeffort force والresistance surely it will be first class lever. First class lever. So what about the lever that contains or that contain the resistance between effort force and fulcrum? Effort force and fulcrum. Surely it will be the second class lever. Second class lever. Levers that contain effort force between fulcrum and resistance. Surely they will be third class lever. Third class lever. So we have a very important secret word. هنا في كلمة مهمة جدا أقدر ألخص بيها كل أنواع الليفر أو أقدر أعمل بيها determine the type of lever. So it will be the ORF. ORF. You remember this word? ORF. كلمة مهمة قوي اسمها ORF أو ORF. So what about this word? If O in the middle, لو ال O هي اللي في المنتصف between R and F. Okay, O in the middle here like this. It will be first class lever. It will be first class lever. So what about R? If R in the middle, R here resistance, R in the middle between O and F, it will be second class lever. Second class lever. If F in the middle between O and R, it will be third class lever. So O is the fulcrum. لو الفulcrum هو اللي في النص in the middle between resistance and effort force, it will be first class lever. If R in the middle between O and F, between fulcrum and effort force, it will be second class lever. If F in the middle, effort force between O, fulcrum and resistance, it will be third class lever. It will be again third class lever. So we can summarize what I have said by that. عشان ألخص أو عشان أقول أي نوع lever أو أحدد the type of lever, it's a very easy way. By the secret word ORF. O in the middle, it will be first class lever. R in the middle, it will be second class lever. F in the middle, it will be third class lever. So I have another question which says that the fixed point of the rigid bar. The fixed point of the rigid bar, surely it will be the fulcrum. Fulcrum أو محور ارتكاز. And I remind you أفكركم تاني fulcrum ليه رمز O. هو رمز O غريبة شوية الحكاية ديت لكن F هي رمز الeffort force عشان كده ناخد بالنا ما نتلخبطش. fulcrum رمز O لكن effort force ليها رمز F and resistance has a symbol R. So again another question. The distance between the effort force and fulcrum, the distance between the effort force and fulcrum, surely it will be the effort force arm. Effort force arm is the distance between the effort force and the fulcrum. Another question. The distance between the resistance and the fulcrum, the distance between the resistance and the fulcrum, surely it will be the resistance arm. Resistance arm. Again, the distance between the resistance and fulcrum, it will be the resistance arm. A part of the light bulb is made of thin glass and contains an inert gas. Surely it will be the glass bulb. The glass bulb is a part of the light bulb is made of thin glass and contains an inert gas. The glass bulb. Okay? A part of the light bulb that is coiled thin wire. في جزء من المصباح الكهربي هو coiled thin wire made of tungsten. Again جزء من المصباح الكهربي لكن مش عصام المصباح. Okay? Again please concentrate. It's a part of the light bulb which is a coiled thin wire made of tungsten. Surely it will be the filament. Again it will be the filament. The filament أو الفتيلة which is made of tungsten and we have a very important give reason in this point. في سؤال مهم جدا في give reason في النقطة دي تحديدا. السؤال بيقول لي give reason the filament of the light bulb is made of tungsten. Give reason. Surely the answer will be that because tungsten has high melting point. Again ليه بستخدم التنجستين تحديدا في المصباح الكهربي أو في اللمبات الكهربائية because tungsten has high melting point. يعني التنجستين دي درجة انصهار عالية جدا فبيستحمل حرارة شديدة جدا وما بيتحرقش أو ما بيحصلوش melting انصهار فبالتالي بيطول the lifetime أو عمر اللمبة أو عمر المصباح الكهربي. So again the part of the light bulb which is made of tungsten which is a coiled thin wire هو سلك رفيع جدا لكن حلزوني أو مصفوحي نفسه بنسميه tungsten filament. So another question. It's a closed and continuous path through which the electric current or the electrons will pass. Again, the closed and continuous path. دايما لما الاقي كلمه closed and continuous path ممر مغلق ومتصل للشحنات الكهربائيه surely it will be the electric circuit الدايره الكهربائيه. again electric circuit او الدايره الكهربائيه. so again electric circuit is a closed and continuous path through which the electric current will pass. again the closed and continuous path through which the electric current will pass, it will be the electric circuit. Another question. The way where the bulbs are connected in branching roots. الطريقة اللي بوصل بيها اللمبات in branching roots, surely it will be the parallel connection. So let me remind you again بفكركم we have studied two types of connection of lamps which are series connection توصيل على التوالي and the parallel connection توصيل على التوازي. Which one is better? Surely the parallel connection is better. Why? Because in this connection all the lamps are connected in branching roots and all or each lamp work independently. كل لمبة بتشتغل باستقلال عن أي لمبة تانية. So if one lamp is burned out or one lamp is broken, one lamp is unscrewed, لو في لمبة اتكسرت أو اتحرقت أو anything, all the other lamps aren't affected. They will work independently. So again, the parallel connection is preferred than the series connection. Why? Or give reason? Because in parallel connection, each lamp work independently. كل مصباح بيشتغل أو كل لمبة بتشتغل باستقلال عن أي لمبة تانية. So again, the parallel connection is preferred on the series connection. So another question says, the American scientist who invented the light bulb, the great scientist from my point of view. من وجهة نظري هو عالم مهم جدا وعالم عظيم جدا في نفس الوقت. The great scientist Thomas Alva Edison who invented the light bulb and he lighted our life. أنا بعتبره هو اللي أنار حياتنا فعلا. So again, the scientist or the American scientist who invented the light bulb or who lighted our life is the great scientist or the American scientist who is called Thomas Alva Edison. And please notice we have another scientist in our syllabus this year like Archimedes or Archimedes who is the scientist that described the liver, not discovered the liver but described the liver only. هو بس وصف الليفر but he was also a great scientist like Thomas Alva Edison, sure. So again, Thomas Alva Edison is a great scientist who invented the light bulb and who lighted our life. So another question. Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. What are those planets? We know that those are the first four planets. احنا عارفين كويس قوي دول أول 4 كواكب. So how can I write in this question? أكتب إيه تقريبا في السؤال دوت؟ I can write the inner rocky planet. ممكن أكتب الكواكب الداخلية الصخرية. So again, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. They are inner rocky planets. Inner rocky planets. So what about Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune? Again, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Surely they will be the outer or the outer gaseous planets. The outer gaseous planet هي الكواكب الخارجية الغازية. So again, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, they are outer gaseous planets. Another question. A group of millions of stars. A group of millions of stars. Surely they will be the galaxy. المجرة هي مجموعة ملايين من النجوم. And we know that we have an important and interesting galaxy at the same time which we are found in, which our planet Earth is found in this galaxy which is called the Milky Way galaxy. عارفين كويس قوي احنا موجودين في مجرة اسمها Milky Way galaxy, and this galaxy contains billions of stars, which is one of them is the sun, and we are the followers of the sun. We are one planet from the 8 planets that follow the sun. احنا عارفين كويس قوي ان كوكب الارض هو كوكب واحد بس بيتبع الشمس، وهي نجم من بلايين النجوم. بلايين معناها الاف والاف الملايين من النجوم اللي موجوده داخل الجالاكسي بتاعتنا، المجره بتاعتنا اللي بنسميها Milky Way galaxy. So again, we have a Milky Way galaxy that contains billions of stars, and one of these stars is the sun, and we are one planet, the Earth is one planet that follow the great sun or great star like the sun, which is found in this galaxy. So again, the group of millions of stars is the galaxy. Again, the galaxy is a group of millions of stars. Another questions. I think this question is about the problems of lever, and I know the levers problem is very important and very interesting at the same time. We have practiced the mass and weight problem. درسنا في الترم الأول مسائل الماس ويت بنحلها بالتو triangles مثلثين مهمين جدا وسهلين جدا في نفس الوقت. But so what about the levers? The levers law is very important. قانون الليفر قانون مهم جدا. And we must write the lever law at first. مهم قوي أكتب قانون الليفر في أول مسألة ليفر لأنه عليه درجات مهمة جدا جدا جدا. So please, if you have a problem of lever, write this law at first. The lever law says that F by F dot R equal R by R dot R. What this law is about? Yeah, F is effort force. F arm is effort force arm. So what about the R? R is the resistance by resistance arm. So again, effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. So let us back again to the problem. In the opposite figure, calculate if the two forces are balanced, لو قوتين متوازنتين or not, consider that the distance between each 2 points is 1 centimeter. So here I will consider the right force. هعتبر الفورس اللي هنا على اليمين which is 1 Newton and 1 equal 2 Newton is the effort force. So I can write 2 Newton in the right. I can write 2 in the right under the F force. So what about its distance? Look here, I can measure or count the distance from the middle. From the middle here, from this point. Look here, from this point I can count the distance. 0, 1, 2 centimeter. Okay, by 2 centimeter equal. So what about the resistance? Resistance which is on the left side equal 1 Newton. I can write 1 Newton. So I can count the distance here. 1, here, oh, sorry, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. By 4 equal what? So here 2 by 2 equal 4. Yeah, here. And 1 by 4 equal 4. So they are balanced. Why? Because the two sides are equal. يبقى هي أسئلة مهمة جدا في الليفر بيكون مديني فيها ال 4 values الأربع قيم effort force arm, resistance resist arm. So what is wanted? المطلوب مني I want to say this lever is balanced or not. الليفر دي متوازنة ولا لا؟ الليفر دي is in equilibrium. ممكن اسميها كمان equilibrium state حالة توازن or not. How can I answer this problem? I must write at first the lever's law. بكتب lever's law and answer the problem. Sorry, if the right side is equal to the left side, so the lever is balanced. If the right side isn't equal to the left side, the lever will not be balanced. So again بكتب القانون بحل المسألة بمنتهى البساطة. لو الجانب الأيمن زي الجانب الأيسر الاثنين equal يبقى الليفر دي balanced like this question. But if the لكن لو الجانب الأيمن ميل بيساوي الأيسر, so the lever isn't balanced. So I can write here at last this lever is balanced. الليفر دي balanced متوازنة. Why? Because effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. So I can write again the rule which I wrote at the first of this problem like this. Again, why this lever is balanced? Because effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. So again, the levers problem are very easy if only you can write the lever law and answer the question correctly and careful. So another problem of lever, the problem says that a lever is affected by 500 Newton force. Its arm length is 20 meter. Also is affected by 100 Newton resistance. Its arm length is 5 meter. Is this lever is in equilibrium state and why? So this problem is very easy from my point of view. يعني من وجهة نظري الشخصية هي مسألة سهلة جدا because I can write or I can answer this problem by writing at first the lever's law. بكتب في أول خطوة أو أول مسألة lever law. The lever law says what? Yeah, effort by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. Okay, I think it's a very easy law. So I can put each value under its name. So the question says a lever is affected by 500 Newton. I can write this 500 under the effort force. and its arm length is 20 centimeter. So I can write 20 centimeter here. Effort force arm equal affected by 100 Newton resistance. 100 resistance here, 100 Newton equal, or sorry, pi, and its arm length is 5 centimeter. 5 centimeter. So is this lever in equilibrium? الليفر دي في حالة توازن equilibrium أو فيها balance ولا لأ؟ Surely I can answer the problem, the right side and the left side, and at last I will give my information, I will give my opinion. This lever is in equilibrium or not, so I can write here 500 by 20, it will be 10,000. 100 by 5, it will be 500. Surely 10,000 isn't equal to 500, so I can write doesn't equal or doesn't equate. So I can write what? This lever is in equilibrium or not. Lever هنا في حالة توازن ولا لأ? Surely I can hear all of you say that this lever isn't in equilibrium or isn't balanced. So I can write this lever is not in equilibrium. Equilibrium يعني توازن. هي بالضبط معنى كلمة balanced. Equilibrium state because what? Because effort force by effort force R. Now here equal or doesn't equal? It will be doesn't equal R by R arm. Surely this problem is very easy. The problem of lever are very easy on one condition. شرط واحد بس. You must at first write the law and you can write each value under its name, and at last you can answer the problem. So let us move to another type of question, which is the most favorable question, the most beloved question by you in the exam, which is the label the following diagram. سؤال بتحبوه كلكم جدا وسهل جدا في نفس الوقت، بنسميه label the following diagram أو ضع البيانات المناسبة أو اكتب البيانات المناسبة لكل صورة من الصور التالية. So the question says that here I have a section in the plant root. في هنا قطاع في جذر النبات. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can remind you what is the root hair. What هي root hair أو شعيرة جذرية. Number 2 is the epidermis, the first layer أو الطبقة بنسميها epidermis. Number 3 is the second layer is the cortex. Number 4 is the xylem, and number 5 is the pith. So again, number 1 root hair, number 2 epidermis, number 3 cortex, number 3 cortex, second layer, number 4 is the xylem or the wood, and number 5 is the last layer of the plant root, which is the pith. So here another diagram. This is diagram for the electric lamp أو المصباح الكهربي. So again, number 1 is the tungsten filament or the filament of tungsten. Number 2 is the number 2 هنا مش هقول حاجة خالص. طب هقول ايه عليها؟ Surely it will be the gas which is found in the lamp, which is the argon gas. Again, number 2 it will be the argon gas or the inert gas. هو غاز خامل بنسميه غاز الارجون. يبقى اخد بالي كويس قوي لما يكون في ارو سهم بيشاور في الفراغ في اللمبة. Surely هو ده argon gas. Number 3 they will be the 2 copper and lead wires. هم سلكين من النحاس والرصاص أو سبيكة من الليد والكوبر واير نحاس والرصاص. Number 3 2 copper and lead wires. Number 4 the base. أو number 4 sorry هنسميها piece of lead. Number 5 هي البيز. And at last number 6 هي glass pulp أو انتفاخ زجاجي. So again I have number 1 here is the tungsten filament. So let me write with you these labels. نكتب مع بعض الليبل ديت. Number 1 هنسميها نكتب مع بعض. Number 1 tungsten filament. Number 2 back again to the label. Number 2 as I said inert argon gas or inert gas. Number 3 2 copper lead wires. Number 3 2 copper lead wires. And number 4 is the piece of lead. هي قطعة رصاص. ساعات بتكون كمان 2 pieces of lead لو اللامب ال 2 side nails. 2 piece of lead أو piece of lead. ممكن الاثنين صح. they are the same. Here is the lamp is spiral. هنا اللمبة اللي بنسميها spiral أو اللمبة الألوز باللغة التجارية فبيكون فيها one piece of lead مش two piece of lead. Number five, as I said, the base, القاعدة, the base, number five, the base. And at last, number six is the glass pulp. Number six is the glass pulp of the light bulb. So we have many labels or many drawings this year or this term or this year. Okay, first and second term. رسومات مهمة جدا, the nerve cell, the nervous system, the preparation of any gas, oxygen gas, nitrogen gas, carbon dioxide gas, and also the second term, the electric lamp or the section in the root of the plant, and also the fluorescent lamp, and also we have many drawing for connection in series and in parallel, and also we have the electric circuit drawing. We have many important drawing for this year, so please concentrate in all of them and notice the label of each one of them. So another label, this label is about a very interesting phenomena, ظاهرة مهمة جدا وشاقة جدا في نفس الوقت, which is the solar eclipse أو كسوف الشمس. Again, solar eclipse is here because I have the sun, the earth and the moon are nearly on one straight line with the moon in the middle. لو المون هو اللي في المنتصف بين الsun والearth, it will be solar eclipse. And if the earth is in the middle between the sun and the moon, it will be lunar eclipse. Again, we have two phenomena, ظاهرتين مهمين جدا, solar and lunar. In solar eclipse, we have moon between the sun and the earth. But in lunar, we have the earth between. So here, في الصورة اللي قدامنا أنا شايف المون هو in the middle, so it will be solar eclipse. So here, I have letter A, B, and C. So what about the letter A? Letter A is the moon, surely. Letter B is the area of umbra. Area بنسميها umbra أو منطقة الظل. Again, letter B, and you know or you can see the black here. Black here means it's a very shaded area. هي منطقة مظلمة جدا because the moon blocks the sunlight, بيمنع ضوء الشمس from reaching this place of the earth or this part of the earth. So, what about the letter C? Letter C is the earth or is the earth. هي كوكب الأرض. So again, I have A, the moon, B, the area of umbra, and at last C is the or is the earth. Another question, complete the following sentences. This question I advised you before. Please read the question carefully till the end word. First question says that point are small openings that are widely spread on the point surface of the plant leaves. مين هي الفتحات صغيرة جدا منتشرة على ورقة نبات. Surely they will be the stomata, and we know the stomata are widely spread on the lower surface of the plant leaf. Why? هنا في نقطة give reason مهمة جدا or give reason to decrease transpiration process. عشان تقلل عملية مهمة قوي اسمها النتح، دي بتخرج المية من البلانت، فأنا عايز أحافظ على مية البلانت، يبقى أكيد ربنا يخلق الاستوماتا أكتر on the upper surface or the lower surface. Surely on the lower surface because they are hidden from the sun. إنها مختبئة عن الشمس أو not exposed to the sun, so they will not lose more water like the upper surface. So again, the plant leaves have stomata. Stomata معناها فتحات أو ثغور موجودة في ورقة نبات. ليها هدف مهم جدا for respiration, for getting in and getting out oxygen gas and carbon dioxide gas, and also getting out water vapor for transpiration process. عشان عملية مهمة جدا بنسميها النتح. So if this process is carried out from the upper surface of the leaves, the plant will lose more water and may die. النبات هيموت. So the stomata are widespread. هي منتشرة أكتر أو موجودة أكتر على lower surface, not the upper surface of the plant. أكيد في upper surface of the leaf في lower surface. So stomata are found more موجودة أكتر فين؟ in the lower surface of the plant, not the upper surface of the plant. So another question. The concentration of the point inside the root hair vacuole is higher than its concentration in the soil. The concentration of the salts inside the root hair vacuole is higher than its concentration in the soil. Again, the concentration of the salts inside the root hair vacuole is higher than its concentration in the soil. So what about the concentration of the water? We know that concentration of water is opposite to concentration of salt. عارفين كويس قوي تركيز الملح عكس تركيز المية. Sure, for example, concentration of water inside soil أكيد تركيز المية في الsoil more than the plant. طب تركيز السولت في البلانت أكيد هيبقى هو more than concentration of water or concentration of salts inside the soil. So again both of them is the opposite to each other. يعني الwater أكتر في السويل لكن السالتس أكتر في البلانت. Again الwater أكتر في السويل لكن السالتس أكتر في البلانت. So it's a very important note about the transmission and absorption of water inside the plant. Another question says that nutcracker and bottle opener are considered from point class level. Surely we know that nutcracker كسرة البندق، bottle opener فتاحة الزجاجات، كمان stapler الدباسة، وكمان wheelbarrow عربة الحديقة. all of them are second class lever. كلهم second class lever أو روافع النوع الثاني. Another example, the electric shock occurs as a result of passing the point through the human body. The electric shock أو الصدمة الكهربائية occurs as a result of passing what? Passing electric current التيار الكهربي. Again, the electric shock occurs as a result of passing the electric current through the human body. Another question. The point in the plant is surrounded by two guard cells. The point in the plant is surrounded by two guard cells. أكيد في جزء في البلانت خصوصا في البلانت ليفز محاط بخلايا بنسميها two guard cells أو خلايا حارسة عشان يتحكم في ال closing and opening the stoma. Surely the answer will be the stoma. والstoma هنا معناها فتحة أو ثغر، لكن استوماتا هي البلورال بتاعها أو الجمع بتاعها اللي بنسميها فتحات أو ثغور. يبقى الكلمة دي كلمة مش انجلش، كلمة لاتيني ليها معاملة خاصة شوية في المفرد والجمع، عشان كده نقول استوماتا يعني ثغور، stoma ثغر واحد بس. So the stoma is surrounded by two guard cells. Why or give reason. ليه كل stoma كل فتحة في البلانت ليز حواليها two guard cells أو خليتين حارستين. Why? To control the opening and the closing of stoma, to control the passage of water or losing of water from inside the leaf to outside or to the environment. عشان يتحكم في قفل وفتح الاستوما، فبالتالي يتحكم في كمية المية المفقودة عن طريق الشمس أو عن طريق عملية transpiration اللي بنسميها عملية النتح في النبات. So another question. This question is very important because we need this question for answering problem of levers and answering any question like this, like complete scientific term and so on. So the force by its arm equal what by what? So resistance by its arm. Or I can say force by force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. Again, force by its arm or force by force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. Another question. This question says choose the correct answer. It's a type of question and I advise you before more and more please read all the choice. اقرا كل الاختيارات because maybe more than one answer or one choice is correct. ممكن يكون في أكتر من اختيار صح. So you may need to choose A and B, A and C, all the ingredients and so on. So let's start with the first question. All the following are third class levers except wheelbarrow, fish hook, manual broom, sweet holder. بيقول لي كل دول third class lever إلا surely I know that wheelbarrow أو عربة الحديقة هي أكيد مش third class lever، هي second class lever. So the answer will be wheelbarrow. Again, all the following are third class lever except wheelbarrow. Another example, group of millions of stars forming beams of light in the middle of extreme darkness in space. Surely they will be the galaxies, Milky Way, solar system, or planets. I can hear you answering this question. It will be the galaxies. المجرات هي millions of stars forming beams of light in the middle of extreme darkness in space. Another question. All the following gases are used in the electric lamps except. All the following gases are used in the electric lamps except argon, neon, xenon, atmospheric air. Yeah, surely all these gases are used in electric lamp except atmospheric air. Why? Because again, look here, I have argon, neon, xenon. All of these gases, argon, neon, xenon, are inert gas. كل دي غازات خاملة. لكن مش ممكن هنستخدم atmospheric air. Why? Because we know atmospheric air contains oxygen gas, and the oxygen gas helps in burning. So the filament of tungsten will burn immediately because oxygen gas helps in burning. So again, we cannot use oxygen gas in the electric lamp or in the light bulb. So again, the question says, all the following gases are used in the electric lamps except surely atmospheric air, because what? Because it contains oxygen gas. عشان هو فيه oxygen gas. Another question. Biological process through which plant lose water in the form of water vapor. I have 4 choices: transpiration, selective permeability, respiration, osmosis feature. Again, transpiration, selective permeability, respiration, osmosis feature. Surely it will be transpiration process, which means that the plant lose water in the form of water vapor during transpiration process. عملية بنسميها عملية النتح. نتح اسم غريب شوية، نون ت ح. هي عملية البلانت بيعمل فيها lose the excess water in the very hot days, in the summer days. Why? To not burn، عشان ما يتحرقش، عشان يفضل مستمر، او عشان يقدر يعمل كده moderation للاتموسفير حواليه، يعمل تلطيف للجو حواليه. So again, transpiration is a very important biological process through which the plant lose water in the form of water vapor. طب لو سألني the plant lose water from what? The plant lose water from stomata. بياخد النبات عن طريق الميه، عن طريق فتحات بنسميها استوماتا. واتفقنا ان استوماتا ليها سينجولار، كلمه مفرد واحد بس هي ستوما. الستوما او الثغر هو الفتحه اللي بتخرج الاكسس ووتر او الميه زياده from the plant. So again, the very important process, which is the transpiration process, is losing of water from the plant leaves through stomata or through stoma to the surrounding environment to make the plant moderate with the temperature or with the high temperature of the environment. Another question. Choose the correct answer again. Water rises from root to stem through point layer: endodermis, epidermis, wood, cortex. Again, water rises from root to stem. الماء بتنتقل من root للstem عن طريق جزء مهم جدا او layer مهمه جدا بنسميها wood، طبقه الخشب. and we know that we have 4 layers which are wood او بالترتيب من بره epidermis, cortex, xylem or wood، هي نفس المعنى xylem او wood، and at last the pith layer، طبقه اللحاء. احنا عارفين كويس قوي ان wood هي الطبقه اللي بترفع الميه من الروت للstem. So again, the layer of the plant that rises or that transport water from the root to the stem, it will be the wood or the xylem. xylem XYLEM. xylem again means wood layer، بنسميها نسيج الخشب او طبقه الخشب، ودي المسؤوله عن انتقال الووتر او الميه والسولتس شورلي من الروت للستم. Another question. All the following conduct electricity except، كل الحاجات ديت بتوصل الكهرباء except، ما عدا iron, copper, clothes, aluminium. Surely it will be clothes. الملابس clothes not clothes. على فكرة نطقها صح كده clothes. All the following conduct electricity except clothes. Not iron, not copper, not aluminium, because iron, copper, aluminium are good conductors of heat. So again, all the following conducts electricity except clothes. Another question. The partial solar eclipse appears in the area of umbra, penumbra, negative shadow, and umbra. Again, the partial solar eclipse appears in the area of penumbra. We know that the partial occurs in the penumbra. So what about the total? It occurs in the area of umbra. What about the annular? It occurs in the area of antumbra. So again, the partial solar eclipse appears in the area of penumbra. Another question. The filament of the light bulb is made of tungsten, copper, lead, iron. The filament of the light bulb is made of tungsten, copper, lead, iron. Surely it will be made of tungsten. Why? Or give reason. It's a very important question because tungsten has high melting point. Again, because tungsten has high melting point. Another question. When we connect more than one bulb in parallel, again هنا بيقول لي لو وصلت أكتر من lamp in parallel, an electric source. The lighting of the bulbs إضاءة المصابيح decreases هتقل, increases هتزيد, doesn't change, or A and B and C. Surely in parallel, as I said before, the lighting of the lamp works independently. إضاءة أي مصباح ليها استقلالية عن أي مصباح تاني. So the lighting doesn't change. الإضاءة ما بتتعلقش خالص بأي مصباح منهم أو أي لمبة منهم because each lamp, as I said before, works independently. كل مصباح بيشتغل باستقلال عن أي مصباح تاني. So again, the answer of this question will be that doesn't change. Doesn't change. So again, when we connect more than one bulb in parallel, an electric source, the lighting of the bulbs doesn't change. Doesn't change. Okay? So that's the last question. I'm sure of that. The plant makes its own food through point process, respiration, digestion, sensation, photosynthesis. So again, in this question, it will sure be the photosynthesis process because we know that the plant makes its own food from raw material, from carbon dioxide gas, from air, water, from the soil, sunlight, and in the presence of photovoltaic energy, the sunlight, and in the presence of the green matter chlorophyll inside the plant, it can make photosynthesis process. So by these questions, I'm afraid I have reached the end of this episode. So now I wish you every possible luck, every possible success. Please study hard for your exam tomorrow till we meet next again, inshallah, in the next term in the first prep grade, inshallah. So again, I can say now to you goodbye till we meet again in the first prep grade next year, inshallah. Thank you. And